What's good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in a building with another banger. Now, first things first, before we get started, I just want to say thank God for another day and another opportunity. Now, as y'all can see from the looks of the title and the screen, today I'm going to be bringing y'all a very special NBA player build today, and this is definitely one of the more favorable NBA players when it comes to my team as well as the NBA in general. Now look, before we get any further into today's video, if it's your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Now I would appreciate it if everybody went ahead and smashed that like button and turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich family. But before we get any further into this build, I want to just go ahead and say comment down TG for thank God, as well as where you're tuning in from watching today, and I most definitely will be hitting y'all back with the response. Now, as y'all can see from the looks of the title and the screen, today I'm going to be bringing y'all a BOL build, and I'm telling you, this is definitely going to be one of the better center builds that you can possibly make in NBA 2K23. So look, again, I just want to say thank you for coming through. Now, as y'all can see from the gameplay, we can pretty much do everything regardless of how we make this build today. We're able to dribble, we're also able to shoot, ISO up. Then when it comes down to playing defense, I made this build exactly to where you're going to be able to also take it into any game mode. Now, a few things that you do need to take into consideration: we're going to be making this build at the height of 7'2" today, but we will be able to get elite big man contact dunks as well as the standing contact dunks. Now, we're also able to get pro dribble moves, and then when it comes down to speed boosting, we're definitely going to be able to do that out of a 7'2" build today. Now, we're going to be able to get playmaking, takeover. A lot of different things are going to be going into today's build, so I would really appreciate it if y'all went ahead and dropped the like. But from here, let's go ahead and get into the breakdown of how to make it. So the first thing that we need to go ahead and do is put it under the center position. You can't make it out of any other position. Now, when it comes down to the actual body settings, this is going to be the most important factor of the build. So when it comes down to the height, I'm going to go with 7'2", 220 for the weight with a 7'2" wingspan. Now the body shape, I'm going to pick compact, but if you want to go with builds or anything else, you definitely can do so. I'm going to leave it like compact just to be like BOL the most, and as y'all can see from the gameplay, when I originally did make this build, I did go with the body shape of builds, but I did not like how it was looking on the court, so I had to go ahead and switch it back to compact just to be more like BOL. Now from here, let's go ahead and get into the breakdown of the actual physicals, and I'm telling y'all, you're definitely going to want to be sure to follow along. So when it comes down to the speed, I'm going to go with the 65, 54 acceleration, 74 strength, and a 75 vertical. Then for the stamina, I'm going to go with the 90, and I'm telling y'all, with the gym rat badge, these numbers are going to look like this: 69, 58, 78 for the strength, 79 vertical with a 94 stamina. Now I think this is perfect, especially with the badges that we already did unlock just from upgrading the physicals. Now first, let's go ahead and get into the breakdown of how good we're going to be looking on the finishing end. So when it comes down to the finishing on this build, we're able to get 23 badges, and as you can see with the close shot, I went with 64, 79 for my driving layup, 75 for the driving dunk, 90 with the standing dunk, which will allow us to get the contact dunks, and then for the post control, I'm going to go with the 94. Now look at the badges that we're able to get out of tier 1. We get limitless takeoff on bronze. Now we're also able to get fearless finisher and slithery on silver. I like pro touch on Hall of Fame as well as post pin technician. Now for tier 2, I really do like back down punisher on Hall of Fame, and we're still able to get posterizer on bronze for this build. Now for tier 3, I did make it to where we're able to get at least bully on bronze, and then I do like the rest of the badges with rise up as well as fast twitch. Now if you want to change anything up when it comes down to the finishing to your own liking, go ahead and do so, but I really think the way that I'm bringing it to y'all is going to be the way that anybody can just pick this build up and find success with it. Now from here, let's go ahead and check out what we're going to be looking like when it comes down to the shooting. So for the mid-range shot, I'm going to go with the 79, 85 three-pointer, and a 74 free throw. Now with these 22 badges out of tier 1, we get silver agent 3 and also midi magician. Then from there we get gold amped, and then when it comes down to the Hall of Fame badges, I like space creator and volume shooter. Now for tier 2, we do get green machine on gold. That's the main badge that I'm looking at. And then for tier 3, the only badge that I'm looking at also is going to be limitless range on silver. Now I think we have everything that we're going to need when it comes down to this area of the build. From here, let's go ahead and get into the breakdown of the playmaking. So we get 11 badges for the playmaking, and for the pass accuracy, I'm going to go 71, 67 ball handle, and a 58 speed with ball. Now with these 11 badges out of tier 1, we get climb breaker on bronze as well as special delivery. Now for tier 2, I like quick first step on gold as well as Hall of Fame vice grip. And then when it comes down to tier 3, unpluckable on gold is definitely going to be one of the better badges on this build. Now, if you throw extra badges into this area, you're definitely going to be able to get unpluckable on gold unlock. From here, I'm going to leave it like this, but remember, with the takeovers, the stats are going to make a huge difference when it comes down to adding boost. Now, let's go ahead and get into the breakdown of the defense. So as you can see, once we max this build out, the interior defense will be a 75. The perimeter defense got brought up to a 35, 27 for the steal. Now for the block, I'm going to go with an 87, 70 for my offensive rebound, and for my defensive, I'm going to go with the 76. Now with these 20 badges out of tier 1, I like the fact that we get Challenger, Glove, and Interceptor all on tier 1. Now for tier 2, we get Silver Box Out Beast, Bronze Post Lockdown, and then Gold Chase Down Artist. And then to wrap it up for tier 3, I like the fact that we made this build to get Anchor on Silver, as well as Rebound Chaser on Bronze. So however you want to make this build, any adjustments you want to go for, do it now, but I'm telling you, I think this is going to be the best way that you can make it. Now remember, with the takeovers, I'm telling you, let's just go ahead and take a quick look. We get the sharpshooting, the playmaking, the rim protecting, and then we do get the post scoring. Now, if you take everything into consideration, if you do end up going with the playmaking takeover, we're going to get at least an 80 plus ball handle, and if you do buy boost as well as run with the teammate with floor general, you're definitely going to be able to get that 85 threshold to be able to speed boost on this build. Now, it really comes down to how you want to go about this, but for the second takeover that I would really consider, I would go with limitless range, and I'm telling y'all, I think both of these takeovers are really going to remind me of BOL. Especially when you think of MYTEAM, this is going to be the way that you would want to recreate this build when it comes down to my career. Now from here, let's go ahead and check out the build to make sure that we made it correctly. And if you followed exactly how I brought it to y'all today, we should be getting these 3 comparisons. We get Kristaps Porzingis, Joel Embiid, and Brook Lopez. And as y'all can see together, we have created the inside out scorer build. Now I'm telling y'all, this is definitely the best BOL build that I brought to y'all, but also that I have personally seen. And I would really appreciate it if y'all went ahead and smash that like button if you enjoyed this build. But again, from here, let's go ahead and take a quick look at what we're going to be looking like once maxed out. Now remember, whichever takeovers that you do decide to go with, you get a plus 10 put towards that area. A lot of potential out of this build. We have the 99 plus post control, the standing dunk, the 3-pointer, as well as the block, and then throw in the 80 plus ball handle. I think this is one of the better, if not the best, big man that we can possibly make. Now from here, let's go ahead and get to the breakdown of what we're going to be looking like when it comes down to the badges. So when it comes down to the finishing, I'm going to go with Bronze Acrobat, use my core badge on Bronze Bully, and then go with Posterizer. Now for the silver badges, I also do like Slithery and then Fearless Finisher, and Limitless Takeoff is definitely going to be essential on this build. Now for the Hall of Fame badges, I'm going to go with Post-Mid Technician, Pro Touch, and Back Down Punisher. Now if you did decide to go with Post Scoring Takeover, you can go ahead and pick that Takeover badge if you wanted. But I think when it comes down to the badge layout for the finishing, we have everything that we need, especially with the Bully badge. Now if you wanted to switch it up for Fast Twitch, Master, or Rise Up, go ahead and do so, but I think this is going to be the best way that we can go about the finishing. Now for the shooting, I'm going to go ahead and put on Clutch Shooter on Bronze, Silver Agent 3, and then my core badge is going to be Silver Limitless Range. Now I know that we did pick the Sharpshooting Takeover, but regardless, I'm going to leave this badge on. Now for the gold badges, I'm going to go Green Machine, MIDI Magician, and Amped, and then for the Hall of Fame, I like Space Creator and Volume Shooter. Now if you want to make any adjustments, go ahead and do so, but I'm telling y'all, these are already every single badge that you're going to need in order to actually boost your shot percentage. So if you want to make your adjustments, go ahead and do so, but when it comes down to the playmaking, I went with Bronze Client Breaker and Bailout. Then from there, I'm going to go with Special Delivery on Silver. Now you got to go ahead and put on Gold Quick First Step, and then for my core badge, I'm going to go with Hall of Fame Vice Grip. Now I think if you do throw extra badges into the playmaking, the main badge that you should go after is going to be Unpluckable. For now, I'm going to leave it like this, but when it comes down to the defensive area for tier 1, I like Challenger, Glove, and Interceptor all on Bronze. Now for tier 2, Post Lockdown, and then Silver Box Out Beast, and then Gold Chase Down Artist. And then for tier 3, I like the fact that we do get Anchor on Silver for the core badge, and then Bronze Rebound Chaser. Now overall, when it comes down to this build, we have everything that we need on the finishing end. With the shooting, we're still able to be a threat from outside. We're able to still dribble, especially with the playmaking takeover. And then we're pretty much able to play some pretty solid defense with the badges that we do have. Now for the shooting, look at these are going to be the badges that we can pick from, just to give y'all an idea of which custom jump shots that you can also make. Now I'm happy that we do get the KD jumper. It's going to make a huge difference, but if you did make it this far into the video, let me know in the comments, what did y'all think about these badges? What did y'all think about the build? And would you make any adjustments to your own liking? Now if it was your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Now, I would appreciate it if y'all went ahead and smash that like button, but be sure to turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich family. And don't forget to comment down TG for thank God, as well as where you're tuning in from watching today, and I most definitely will hit y'all back with a response. Thank you, God, for another day and another opportunity. And with all that being said, I got one last thing to say. Rich out.